What is up, Buffalo Bills fans? We are here. OTAs have officially begun. No media availability till Thursday, so we're just kind of have to wait around, hear what we can hear. Probably not much of anything unless the team's official website puts it out. Last week was rookie mini camp, and we all know what went on there. Only one player signed out of there, Zach Olstead, a fullback. Sean McDermott spoke John Murphy's show with Steve Tasker, of course, and he alluded to that and some other things, but some things about Olstead said he was identified early, the way he went about his business, carried himself, picked it up mentally, his athleticism, his versatility as far as his role on special teams, and if he had one within the offense, and kind of spoke about how he views a fullback and not traditionally the kind of bang ahead kind of guy we envision, Sam Gash, somebody like that, somebody more versatile, maybe somebody who could split out, catch passes, play in space a little better. So we'll see where that goes, if it goes anywhere. Wouldn't mind seeing him supplant Patrick DeMarco. I don't think you should be paying a fullback $2 million, in my opinion, but again, it's a long way to go, and we'll see how it all plays out. Couple of quick things. Richie Incognito, the whole saga is over and done. Bills officially released him from the reserve/injured list yesterday. Just basically washing their hands of him. Not the kind of thing they want to feel. Particularly this regime, under the stewardship of Sean McDermott, didn't want to answer questions, have their players ask questions about this. They're just like, look, we're done. I'm sure they'll be asked a question about it on Thursday, and he'll just quickly, not dismiss it, give a quick little answer, and that's it. He's no longer a member of our team. Blah blah blah. That's it. Over and done. Good riddance. One less, distractions. It's not needed for the way this team and organization is going. Russell Shepard, guy they had in last week, I believe, also, and ended up signing with the New York Giants. Wide receiver, still a position where a lot of Bills fans feel like they need to add a body. Kind of get the sense that they want to get a really good look at the guys they have in-house before they go that route. They got a lot of young guys like Malachi Dupree, Brandon Riley, Ray McLeod, Austin Prohl, who they just drafted. A guy like Rod Streeter. So there's 5 guys right there for 3 to 4 roster spots. That's if they don't add anybody. So we'll see how that all unfolds. But that's going to be probably the most, sans the quarterbacks, obviously, the most intently watched position groups throughout. OTAs, mandatory, the mini camp, and then throughout training camp and preseason. We're really going to be seeing who those wide receivers end up being for the 2018 Buffalo Bills. Also, in the whole McDermott interview, he touched on some interesting things. How the guys have all been working. Attendance has been great, and we haven't really heard about anybody being absentee. And we used to hear leakings and spatterings about that. We heard great attendance. A lot of people are there. Also spoke about a sports science department, which I've never heard mentioned in an official Bills setting, like WGR, John Murphy's show. I've seen it in the front office section of BuffaloBills.com, but never heard about it in an official sense, especially from the head coach of the team, and how him, the strength and conditioning staff, the sports science department, all aligned, and how to best prepare each player, even to the extent of just building practice for this week. And you got to believe that there's something they're going to do throughout the entire season. And that's really, even if you know me at all or follow me on Instagram or stuff, I'm big into that stuff, and that's something that's really, it interests me, because I believe that is something that can help benefit them, even if it does just keep 1 or 2 bodies healthy throughout the entire season. And if that's on the 46, that's huge. That's huge. Little gains equal long-term success. So if they're able to get an advantage off of that's exciting for me, and it should be for you. Also spoke about the team, and something he said really piqued my interest as well. talking about how the front seven's been reworked a little bit on defense. Still, guys like Kyle, Hughes, Alexander, Milano. We'll see how those other positions play out. The backs, the secondary is pretty much back intact, and in this case, how being comfortable is a good thing, but comfortable isn't always a good thing, and that's what piqued my interest, because we all know as Bills fans it's just been way too much comfort, way too long at one Bills drive, whether it was from all the way to the administration, personnel department, coaching staff, players, wherever. Been way too much, and you know what they say, complacency breeds contempt, and there was a lot of that, and that's something that really caught my interest. But in this case, being comfortable is good. That the communication and the way guys are just on it this year compared to last year is night and day better, a lot more streamlined, a lot more fluid, and that can only help to better serve a more improved product in 2018, and it'll be to their benefit and to our benefit too. Also, Tasker asked him, and this was an interesting thing, the way there was a perception that the Bills jettisoned a lot of talent last year, and that they became in a less talented, in some people's eyes, an appreciably less talented team. And it's kind of the same thing this year, but in a different vein. Guys retiring, guys being traded. Last year they jettisoned a lot of guys, Watkins, Darius, guys that we thought were competing for key backup roles, like a Jonathan Williams, like a Gerald Hodges, Ronald Darby was traded, so there was that. But he said that the product was better on the field, and I'll tie that in with this year. And McDermott kind of gave a I don't think he fully agreed with that. Like he believed that they were just as talented, but an even better team. And he said, and it's been kind of a perception out there that he's willing to take less talent for a better room. And he's like, look, I love talented football players, and as long as there's a range of character that you got to check the box, meaning that everybody's not going to be a choir boy. That there's a range of character, but as long as they can check the box and they don't have to be completely and utterly saintly, that's fine. There's a variance there. Also, chin over the bar talent wise, culture and chemistry, things like, typical some coach cliches, but he says, we're building a team. We're not trying to accumulate the bet. And I think a lot of fans, they're not trying to build a fantasy football team. And I think a lot of times media and fans, they become very guilty. Case in point, Des Bryant. Oh, sexy name, guy. It's a lot of production in the past, but does he fit Sean McDermott's Buffalo Bills football team as we know it? No, I don't think he does. But that was really interesting for me to hear. And also as it ties into this year, the Tyrod, starting quarterback gone, 2 offensive linemen retire. Richie, obviously his situation is no longer the Bills' issue. Cordy Glenn traded. Deion Dawkins is obviously a guy that Bills feel very comfortable with, and I think even us as fans feel very comfortable with. Wide receiver situation, Shady's age, all the new quarterbacks. So there is a belief out there that the Bills have downgraded roster-wise, particularly from a national standpoint, and that there's going to be a drop-off, and that they're up against it, if you will, without having a down being played again. And I don't believe that they're going to go out there and concede anything. I believe they're going to go out there and try to win football games, field the best 46-man roster, and put together the best 53, as every team is in the National Football League. So, given the way this team handled it last year, they're not going to go out and try to lose games or tank or anything like that. They're going to go out and try and win. Coach McDermott also spoke about himself needing to evolve as a coach, not so much evolve, but grow as a coach, learn more. Spoke about situational football, keeping ahead of trends in the National Football League, and that was really, really encouraging for me to hear. A coach to look at himself and say, look, I need to get better. I need to grow more as a coach. And was asked about offensively, what will it look like? You know, there's not even a cursory glance because we're really probably not even going to see it. It's maybe earliest third game of the preseason, but truthfully, probably we'll see what the full scope looks like once a quarterback is settled in. Once there's familiarity with everybody, probably second or third week, fourth week of the season, we'll get a really good idea what this offense is going to be in 2018 under Brian Daboll. More versatile, multi-dimensional, which means more balance, more, just as much pass as there is run, taking advantage of matchups. He cited that, so he spoke about that. So there was a whole laundry list of things that he touched. Sorry about that. And it was really encouraging on many levels because he's the kind of guy, when I hear him speak about the football team, it really gets me excited, gets me amped up about them, about the way the organization's headed under his, his stewardship, and the way he's, changed a lot of things there, and continues to change things and embraces change. And he has his cliches, of course, like the process and the growth mindset, 1/11th. But that's cool. That's cool because if you go around, look around every team, go around their websites or follow their social media, whatever. They all have those sorts of things, and that's fine. That's part of the culture and the environment of football. If you grew up in team sports, it was always those sort of things around locker rooms and then little booklets and things like that they would give you, to read. So nothing wrong with that. But all right, Bills fans, let me know you're excited as I am about OTAs, because it is the first time we're going to really get to see the pretty much almost the full body of the 2018 Buffalo Bills football team in some sort of football setting. It's not going to be, granted, no pads, but they're still going to be out there in helmets and some version of Bills gear, running around catching passes, movement. So it is exciting from that standpoint. But all right, Buffalo Bills fans, Tuesday, have a great rest of the week. Take care. Come back around Thursday or Friday. Talk about what we've heard out of OTAs. I'm sure there'll be a lot of talk about quarterbacks and how does this guy look, how does this guy not look. So let's just always remember it's May 22nd. That time it'll be May 24th, May 23rd. Just worry about it if it's August 23rd. All right, guys, have a great rest of the week and take care. Go Bills.